Okay, now we'll start with loading this one. File new. You go to the place where you are having your template, the cross section template, CSS, and then open it. Okay, then you have to save it as in our current folder as the cross sections. Okay, cross sections. And now you come back to our alignment 2.0, the file that you are having your full design, and copy everything. Okay, edit, copy, and then come back to cross sections and edit, paste to original coordinates. Edit, paste to original coordinates. Now can you see everything is being copied? And there's another thing that I'll show you here. Can you see that scale is 1 to 50? In this alignment 2 file it is 1 to 1000, but in our cross sections it is 1 to 50. It is already been adjusted. We don't want to do anything. Okay, right. Then you close this alignment 2 file. We need not to keep it open as well, right? You have to save this drawing at the beginning because you have just copied it, right? Now what are we going to do? Huh? We are going to create cross sections, right? Now we are going to create cross sections. Now for that you can see there is an unnecessary corridor. This corridor is, can you see, this corridor is recambery. So please delete it. Select, and then you come to this working space and press delete button. Okay, and then what about this what is this assembly? You have to delete that assembly as well. Okay, now we are going to create a new assembly. New assembly for what? For our cross sections. Okay, for that we'll create the assembly sections. No, corridors, create assembly. Corridors, create assembly. Then give a name here. What is the name? Usually we give CSS. Assembly type is undivided crown road. So how you are going to get this create assembly? Corridors, create assembly. Okay, then the name is CSS. Assembly type is undivided crown road. Assembly style is RDA assembly. Code set style is you have to select here RDA finished A9. Okay, because that is the one that we are usually using. Now if you want you can change its name also. How you are going to change its name? Here can you see that there is one drop down bar, edit current selection. So you go to information, and if you want to change here name, you say RDA finish 2024. You can, if you want, you can change the name. This was earlier used for the review of 2000 review of A9. That is why it's there like RDA finish A9. Okay, then press OK and say it says specify assembly baseline location. Now this is your baseline. Okay, save the drawing. After that you have to fill this is just the center line. Okay, for that you go to general, tool palettes window, and first part. Now you know you have to have a existing road. After that there is a widening section, and then the what you have, shoulders, right? So for that you can have the first one. You have to come here to the rehab tool palette. If it is not available, what you can do is you can here right click. You come here and right click here. There you can find rehab here. Okay, so how you are going to get it? Using general tool palettes window. And if rehab is not here, just to see, what you can do is you can right click and take this rehab here. Okay, then under this rehab palette, see whether you are having overlay mill and level 2. Here it's there, the one that we selected for recampering as well. Okay, overlay mill and level 2, select marker point within assembly. So you have to select this blue color marker point and press escape here. Now this one, of course, we have to give the parameters. You select it, right click, go to sub assembly properties, and parameters. Now tell me the parameters. Crown point offset. Is the crown point offset from this center line? No, it is 0. Left sample point offset. Now last day I told you, if it is left it should be minus. Sample means what they are asking is about the design. So design lane edge is 3.5 minus 3.5. Right sample point. Right, if it is right it is plus. If it is sample it is design. So it should be 3.5, right? Left trim. If it is left it is minus. If it is trim, what they are asking is the existing one. We don't know the existing one. It varies from point to point. Therefore we give a general value minus 2.5. Right trim. If it is right it is plus. If it is trim then it should be the existing one. So we give plus 2.5. Left overlay slope options, we give outside lane super elevation. Default left overlay slope, you know it is minus 2.5. Right overlay slope options, that is outside lane super elevation. Default right overlay slope, it is minus 2.5. Slope tolerance, it is 0. Use profile. Now you remember last time for the recampering one we used use minimum clearance. Now this time we are using use profile. Use profile. This is the one that you are going to change here from the that of recampering profile. All others are same. So what is the minimum clearance we had earlier? 50. 50 50. I don't remember. Huh? 100 total thickness, that is wearing cost 50, binder cost 50. Is that minimum clearance 50, overlay depth 50? Then press apply and press OK. Right, so this is the existing road. After that what do you get? The widening section. To get the widening section you have to go to lanes here. Check if lanes is there. I can't find lanes. Here lanes. So under lanes you have to get lane outside super multi-layer. You have to get lane outside super multi-layer. Lane outside super multi-layer. you select it and it says select marker point within assembly. You select this point, right, and press escape. Okay, now this is your whitening section. You have to correct this as well. You right click it, you go to sub assembly properties, and you it is laid outside super multi-layer. Give dash r just to identify it from the LHS side. And then regarding the parameters, side is right, okay. Insertion point, is it crown? No. Edge of travel way, round point on inside? No. Width, now the existing lane width is 2.5. Our road width is 3.5. So the width is 1 meter. Default slope minus 2.5. Super elevation slope, right outside lane. Lane slope direction away from ground, that is okay, right? Then pave 1 depth, that is the wearing cost, 50. Pave 2 depth, that is the binder cost, 50. Pave 3 depth is the regulating cost, if any. But we are not considering any regulating cost. Therefore, it is 0. Base 1 depth is ABC. How much we are going to put here? 250? Is it okay? 250. 250. Base 2, if there is any other base, no, 0. Base 3, any other base, no, 0. Sub base 1 depth, that is type 1. We will put 300, that's okay. But of course, you have to refer the payment design. Okay, I am just putting here. Sub base 2 is 0. Sub base 3, 0. Sub base outer depth, 0. So you have to fill it like this based on your payment design. So please fill these things, right? Side is right. Insertion point is edge of travel way. Crown point on inside, no. Width is 1 meter. Default slope is minus 2.5. Super elevation slope is right outside lane. Lane slope direction is away from crown. Pave 1 depth 50 millimeter. Pave 2 depth 50 millimeter. Pave 3 depth 0. Base 1 depth, that is ABC, 250. There are no any other bases here. And then type 1 is 300 millimeters, sub base 1 depth, right. Then apply and press OK. Now it is being created. Okay, now can you see that it shows ABC in the binder course? We'll correct them later, right? We have to correct them. And then you have to create the same thing here, but in Civil 3D you can mirror it. Okay, how you are going to mirror it? You select it. Can you see there comes mirror? Okay, select mirror. But remember in AutoCAD your mirror around this line. But here no. You have to come to the correct place. Okay. And then you have to select and change the parameters. Go to subassembly properties. Here the name should be L because it is left. And parameters check if there is anything to change. Side left okay, insertion point edge of travel way okay, round point on inside no okay, width 1 meter okay, default slope minus 2.5 okay, super elevation slope it is left outside lane okay, others okay, lane slope direction away from crown, pave 1 depth okay, pave 2 depth okay, base 1 depth 250 okay, base 2 depth 0 okay, sub base 1 depth 300 okay, okay. Then press apply and press OK. Then our third activity, that is to give the shoulders. Again, you go to general tool palettes window, and you have to take shoulders here, and you have to select shoulder vertical sub base. Shoulder vertical sub base. Select marker point within assembly. You select here, escape, and then you have to correct the parameters. You select the shoulder, you go to sub assembly properties, shoulder vertical sub base, give R. Parameters, side is right. Paved with how much we are going to give? 1.5. Use super elevation slope, right outside shoulder. Shoulder slope direction is away from crown, that's okay. Default paved slope minus 2.5. So that depends, right? So you can change depending on whatever that you are going to use. Unpaved link treatment, you keep it as 1. Unpaved with how much? We'll give 2 meters. Okay. Unpaved slope, usually the unpaved slope, how much in Sri Lanka? Yes, minus 4%, right? Unpaved maximum breakover. Unpaved maximum breakover is okay. You just keep it as 8. I'll describe later, right? Pave 1 depth, how much? 50. Pave 2 depth, 50. Base depth, 250. Sub base depth, 300. Apply. Okay. Right? So what is this maximum breakover? Now you know when a road is super elevated like this. Okay, so this is the center line. This center line, this is the road. Now what about our soft shoulder? Do we keep it like this or like this? Down or up? Yes. Do we keep it like this or down? You have to keep it down. Otherwise, what happens if you are going to keep it like this? Once the rain pours, all the debris will come to the road. Therefore, we are going to keep it like this. Okay, so you know there is a slope here. There is a slope for the uh, soft shoulder as well. The difference between, if it is 2.5, then this may be 4%. I don't know anything. Okay, if it is minus 2.5, so this plus 2.5, this is 4%. Then what is the difference? 6.5. Okay, plus or minus 6.5. So that difference should not be greater than 8%. That is what they are telling here. If you are going to take this maximum breakover, unpaved maximum breakover 8% means the difference between these two slopes should not be greater than 8%. Okay, then you can copy this back to the other side also. Copy in the sense mirror. You select it, mirror, and then you have to keep it here. Yeah. Sorry? This is soft shoulder. This is the hard shoulder. Both are in the same sub assembly. Right? Then you select this one, go to sub assembly properties, and you change the name as L. Parameters, side is left, paved width is 1.5. Use super elevation slope. It should be left outside shoulder. Don't give left inside shoulder or something, because for the inside shoulder we haven't given super elevation. Then shoulder slope direction away from crown. Default phase slope minus 2.5. Unpaved in treatment 1. Unpaved with 2. Unpaved slope for minus 4. Unpaved maximum break of 8%. Pave 1 depth 50. 2 50. Base depth 250. Sub base depth 300. Right. After the soft shoulder, what do you get? Either you can have the embankment or a drain. Okay. Now, if you want to put a drain, okay. Now, before creating cross sections, we don't know where the drain has to come and where the drain need not come. Okay. So, what we usually do is we put the drains to the both sides. Okay. So, again, you have to go to general tool palettes window, and you have to go to see trenching. Yeah. You can refer that book, right? Where is this? Drain 75. Tool panels trench side ditch U shape. You have to take side ditch U shape. But you can of course select it now. If it is a concrete drain, you can select side ditch with lid and everything. Okay. So here we are selecting side ditch U shape, and then you have to select this one. Now of course, if you want to see, now you can select this and go to subassembly properties. If you don't know what are these parameters, always you can go to the subassembly help and check what they are meaning by these words. Okay, everything is described here. Okay, but for the time being, we'll use what is given in the book. So here C is given as 0.001, 0.001, and bottom with 600. It's okay. Ditch depth 600. So okay. B1001. G1 1 to 1. It is okay. F1001. Inside bench grade 4%. That is okay. Inside bench width 0.001. Okay. E10. That is okay. D600. Okay. A1001. G2 1 to 1. G2 1 to 1. Okay. F2001. Okay. Outside bench grain 4%. That is okay. Outside bench width 0.001. E2, B2, A2, everything is 0.001. E2, B2, and A2. Okay, so that is the normal, what? Normal earth drain. Okay, but if you really want to know what is this E1, E2, E3, here A2 is given. It should be 0, but we can't give 0. If we give 0, it will not recognize. Okay, that is why we give 0.001, right? A1, it should be 0. Why? because there is no wall for a for an earth drain. Okay, so we have to give 0, but it doesn't recognize 0, so we give 0.001. Now can you see that if you are going to give 0, if you're going to give 0, it can't draw it. Okay, right, now you may fill the properties like I have filled here. Please refer this and fill. So I have attached these drain parameters for everyone to see, right? Okay, right? Then okay, and now you can mirror this one as well. You select this one and then go to mirror, and you can select it here. You don't want to change anything here because these are not critical parts of your role. Even you don't want to change the name also. After that, what do you get? It is either cutting or filling, embankment or cutting. So at the very beginning, we don't know whether it is embankment or cutting. So what we do is we'll attach here cutting and filling both. How you are going to do that? Using daylight, general tool space, oh sorry, general tool palettes window. So you go to daylight here and you have to select daylight multi intercept, daylight multi intercept, and you have to attach it here. Okay, and here there are so many parameters, but you have to select only two. You have to change only two. Cut slope, how much? 0.25 to 1, that is 1 to 4, right? Fill slope is 1.5 to 1, and then once you apply, you get the fill slope and the cut slope. That is the general RDA slopes that we maintain. But if it is for an expressway, this might change. Okay, so you can select this one and then mirror this one as well, like this. Okay, now this is your assembly. Now once you create the assembly, you will have to change this. What do you have to change? Now can you see that your binder course is like ABC? We have to change this shadings as well. It is very easy. Okay, how you are going to do that? You select this center line or the assembly, and then you right click, go to assembly properties, and you go to codes. No, not here. You have to select. Yeah, you have to select. It is like this, right? So you select this center line, go to assembly properties, and there is codes RDA finish 2024. You go to edit current selection, and under codes. So do you remember that how I came here? You select this center line, go to assembly properties, and then come to codes. There is this RDA finish 2024 or RDA finish A9. Here you go to edit current selection. Okay, edit current selection, and then use import codes. Okay, import codes, and you select this assembly and press enter. Okay, after that you expand the shape and check what are the shapes and what are the styles that they have given, right? Now I'll tell you one thing. Base here, now forget about barrier, we didn't use it. Base is, ABC. So here you have to change that style into ABC not. Okay, then base 1 again you have to select as ABC not. Base 2 and 3 we didn't use, remember, we didn't use. Then what is this mill and level? Mill mill is the, now in the rehabilitation road part, mill is the pave one, so you have to give here pave 1 here. Level is the balance part, that should be pave 2. Then overlay, again overlay you have to give as pave 2, and pave 1 is pave 1, here pave 2 it's given as ABC node, you have to give as pave 2. Okay, starting from the beginning, forget about barrier. Base is ABC node, base 1 is ABC node, base 2 and base 3 we didn't use, curb we didn't use, ditch standard, mill is pave 1, overlay is pave 2, pave we didn't use. No, for pave also you give pave 1. Pave 1 is pave 1, pave 2 is pave 2, sidewalk we didn't use, sub base type 1 node. Again there is another sub base, that is also type 1 node, sub base 1, that is type 1 node. Now check if your things have come there. It should be like this. Okay. Then apply and OK. Again apply and press OK. Now can you see? Now this is your rod, right? This is your rod. Now this is ABC. That is OK, right? This is type 1. This is how we are going to represent them now. But you can see here, these two should be same. Okay, this one is pave 1 or whatever. Here is a different one. Okay, now we have to check where we have made a mistake. We'll check again. Assembly properties, codes, RDA finish 2024, edit current selection and shape. Now check. It should be say pave 1. Pave 1 is okay. Overlay should be pave 2. That is okay. Level also pave 2. Mill pave 1. Here pave should be pave 2. We'll see. You have to check, right? There is no any other method. You have to check. No difference. Again you have to go there. Overlay pave 1. I don't know. It cannot be anyway. Okay. So overlay has to be pave 1. Here what you have to do is select this. Go to assembly properties, codes, RD finish 2024, edit current selection, and here overlay. Where is overlay? Here overlay, earlier it was pave 2, it has to be pave 1, right? Then everything is okay, right? Now our cross sections will be coming like this. Okay, save the drawing. Now regarding this assignment, please try it within these 2 weeks, right? So next day we can discuss any questions that you are having. After that you will have to submit to get the certificate. Okay, right. Now we have to create the corridor. What do you mean by corridor? Corridor is we are running this cross section throughout this road. Okay, so now we will create the corridor. Now earlier also we created, that is the recambering corridor. Now we are running the final finish road corridor. Okay, so for that you go to corridors, create corridor, and give the name as CSS. Earlier we put RC, recambering. Now we give CSS. Baseline type, alignment and profile. Alignment is DCL. Okay. Profile is EG surface. No, profile is FG. That's the finished ground that we created. Assembly is CSS. Target surface is EG. That is the existing ground. Okay. Name is CSS. Corridor style is basic. Baseline type is alignment and profile. Alignment is DCL. Profile is FG. Assembly is CSS. Target surface is EG. And we then press OK. Okay. So now please understand the 2023 and other versions are different, right? So if you are going to use a different version, you will have to refer this book. Okay. Here, especially given target now in target mapping, I'll just tell you. Here it is different in CA 2023. Now for the frequency, I don't think there is much difference. You have to give for all these text, you have to give 10-meter intervals. Why? Our levels have been taken in 10-meter intervals. So along tangents it is 10 meters. Along curves at an increment, that's okay. Curve increment 10 meters. Sorry. Along spirals, we don't have spirals. So 10 meters. At horizontal geometry points, now last time also I described, at horizontal geometry points we haven't taken levels. Therefore, there's no point creating corridor there. No. At super elevation critical point, same reason, no. Along vertical curves, 10 meters. At vertical geometry points, no. At high low points, no. At offset target geometry points, no. Adjacent to offset target start end, no. Now this is what you have to fill. And then press OK. Okay, then you come to targets. Here can you see that is quite different right now. In 2018 and other things, you will have to give round target alignment, left target alignment. Here you can select. But here in 2023 it is bit different, right? Now what they are asking is lane outside super multi-layer L. Here lane outside super multi-layer L. That is DLHS. Okay, so here you have to select DLHS. Then R with target, that is DRHS. Here can you see? Here uh, lane outside super R, and round point, round offset target, that is DCL. here crown target CL, and left sample, that is DLHS, left trim, that is ELHS. Here left trim is ELHS, left sample is DLHS. Same way you have to select. Now this is quite chaotic. Earlier version was good. Now you cannot, now every time you have to click and check whether it is okay or not. But here everything is in one place. Okay, in software development sometimes they go for blunders, and this is such a blunder. Okay, right sample offset target, right sample offset, that is DRHS, right sample target DRHS, right trim, that is ERHS. Here right trim ERHS. Then paved with target, that is L, therefore HLHS. Paved with, here paved with alignment, here for L you are going for HSLHS. Okay, and paired with target, here R, HRHS. First for outside, elevation target you don't give, with target you have to give DLHS. Okay, why? Because this is laid outside super multi-layer L. Now you can see here for multi-layer L, with target you are getting DLHS. For L, for R you are getting DRHS, right? So in the same way, this with target, because it is L, it is DLHS. With target R, it is DRHS. And overlay middle and level, two things: crown offset target, that is DCL, left sample, left L, sample D, DLHS, left trim, left L, trim E, ELHS, right sample, right R, sample D, DRHS, right trim, right R, trim E, ERHS. Then paired with, this is paired with this H or HS, so this L, HLHS, paired with target HRHS is here one. And then you can go to surface. Here set all EG. Okay, EG is selected, therefore there is no problem. Target surface everywhere, EG is selected. Otherwise, because now earlier here you could select here set all, but here of course you have to go to surface and then select separately. That is why I say sometimes the software developers are doing blunders, because those who are developing this software are not the people who are using this. Okay, so they have to get our inputs, right? And then you have to okay, press apply, rebuild the corridor, and press ok. Right, now this is your corridor. Okay, save the drawing. Now you have to cut each and every 10-meter interval, as same as you cut a cake into pieces. You have to cut this corridor in 10-meter intervals to see the cross section. Just think that you are having a long cake, that is what they have baked, and now you are going to cut in each and every 10-meter interval to see the cross section there, right? So for that, first you have to go to general tool space and you select under corridors, your corridor is there, CSS. You select it and go to properties. Okay, how do you go there? You go to tool space, corridors. Under corridors you have the CSS, the one that you created now. You right click and go to properties, and then you go to surfaces, and you have to add, create a corridor surface, and while the data types is links and specify code is top, you have to add surface item, apply, and okay. Now what you did was you created the surface taking the top of the corridor. Okay, corridor top is there. You created a surface taking the top of the corridor. Right, now you are going to cut the corridor. For that you have to go to sections, create sample lines, sections, create sample lines, and select an alignment or press enter key to select from list. Press enter. Our alignment is DCL. Press OK, and here you are getting, now see how many are you are getting, how many surfaces, 1 2 3 4 5. Usually you have to get 3, but unfortunately we created this corridor in the same file that we created recambering. Therefore you have to remove these two recambering surfaces. Okay, RC and RC8. Right, now you give a name as SLG, that is sample line groups. Sample line style is RDA sample lines. Sample line label style is RDA name and section marks. And here remember that EG, CSS and CSS, this can be 16 or 15 or whatever depending on your file. Okay, so these three should be ticked, and in the CSS where there is no any other CSS, this style should be changed to design, that is RDA finish 2024. Okay, then press OK. Specify station along baseline, so you come here and select by range of stations, by range of stations. And here you have to give the station range. Now since it is just 200 2500, almost like 2500, you can keep from alignment start to alignment 8, but if it was like just like 25 kilometers or something, you can take it this one as true and this one as false, and then give the number here, say from 0 to 5. Here you need not to do that. Snap to an alignment that is false. Width means left side width, left swath width. How much do you want? We'll give 15 meters. Right swath width, no, I think 10 will be enough because we don't have a lot of cutting and filling. Okay, and here right swath width we'll give as 10. Then here sampling increments, use sampling increments true. This is okay. Increment along tangents, everything should be 10. Curves 10, spirals 10. At range start you have to have 1, at range end you have to have 1. That's all. Now check here, from alignment start should be true to alignment end it should be true. Width should be here, left swath width should be 10, right swath width it should be 10. If you want you can just put 15, that is up to which width that you are going to create the cross section. Okay, then sampling increments, all these three should be 10. Then press OK, and what you have to do is there is specify station along baseline. You put your cursor here and then press enter. Now you can see that there are many lines. That is where you are going to cut your corridor. Okay, this is where you are going to cut your corridor. Save the drawing. These are called sample lines. Right, then the final step, that is to create cross sections. Okay, to create cross sections, you go to sections, create multiple section views. Create multiple section views. Here select alignment, that is okay, DCL. Sample line group, that is the one we created, SLG. Station range, if you want you can change 0 to 2 or whatever, but since it is a small length, we are not going to change. Section view name, we'll give it as S1. So how you give it as S, you just click here and then you can give a name, S1. Section view style, we have to use RDA road section A9. Now if you are not happy with this, you can edit current selection and change it as say 2024. Okay, and then go to next. Here you have to select the draft, and group plot style is RDA plot by page A9. Again here, if you want, you can change this current selection as say 2024. Okay, then next, offset range, there's nothing to change. Elevation range, nothing to change. Section display options, here you have to remove this last one, CSS, CSS16 or whatever that you are getting, double CSS. You have to change this draw, you have to untick this draw tick box. Okay, then data bands, you have to select EMK final. Again, if you are not very happy with this, you can change this edit current selection, RDA 2024. Okay, so they are asking offsets. So this CSS 16 is the surface that we created using the corridor. So for offsets we are going to use that. FG elevations, that is the finished ground elevations. So this is the one that we are going to use. EG elevations, existing ground, you will have to use EG. And here this level, it is L is missing, level is this surface 1 minus surface 2. So it should be CSS 16 minus, here it should be EG. So that will show the fill as well. Then finally create section views. It says identify section view origin, give a comfortable location for you. Okay, then the cross sections would be created. So these are your cross sections. Can you see? So this is how it comes when the road is being constructed. Save the drawing, and I ask you to go to each and every cross section and check how is your design. Now here you can see, here there is some, say some soil mounds or something. Okay, so you will have to remove it. Okay. Ah, no, this is not soil mounds. You know, this is our bridge. Okay, this is the, what is this one? This is the pedestrian footwalk. Okay, so therefore we'll just neglect them. And once you come here, so there will be a filling here. Okay, is that okay or not? Filling is okay. Now if there's a filling, do you want to have a, say a drain or something? It's usually not necessary, right? Mostly the drain has to come if there is a cut. Otherwise you can just have the, you know, the embankment. In that case you will have to change later. Okay, now see, this is, now you have super elevated here, and in the road also there is a super elevation. Can you see, this is road and this is your finished road. Now that is pretty okay, your design is pretty okay, right? Here also okay. And again, another thing that you can check is, always you can check what will be the real filling. Now here what you show, what they show is the real filling. That is not about only the recambering. Okay, recambering can be tricky. That is only as a rough guideline. After that you have to check the cross section. Now here using the cross section, now you see here, uh, here it is 92. That means you cannot change here. Okay, because your thickness should be 100. Right, so you go there and check. Now there is some space to reduce. Okay, go to next one. More space to reduce. And another more space to reduce. Then you have to go to the profile and check whether reducing is possible. Sometimes if you are going to reduce it, your K values will be upset. Okay, so then in that case you can't do that. Now you can see here, they are having a super elevation, but you are having normal crossfall. So you have to go and check the profile what is the problem there. Here very heavy feeling. Okay, so this is not an easy thing to do. Okay, so again you have to check, don't give this to your site and ask them to construct. Now the next day they will come complaining it is heavy filling. How much? See, our filling is only 100 millimeter, but here you are going to fill around 1 foot. Okay, these are not going to work. You have to check what's the wrong. And I advise you, I don't know, so you guys are bridge guys, right? So anyway, if you are really going to do this, don't give any profile without checking that with the cross sections. Definitely you have to check with the cross sections, otherwise you will be getting so many complaints. Now here when it comes here, it seems okay. Okay, it seems okay here, right? These are okay, but they are in that location, there is some problem, you will have to check. Okay,